It takes a defined level of effort. And that definition of effort is more or less all consuming. This deal's gotten really tough. It's really competitive at the top end. If you want to win a state fair, a really tough county fair, a major, obviously, you have to put in a stupid amount of effort, or somebody does, right? And if you're like a lot of people and you don't have the benefit of having some sort of hired help or hand, but maybe it's just you as a family, or maybe it's just you as an exhibitor, right? That's how it was when I was growing up. Obviously, things have changed now in terms of dynamics within the business, but somebody's got to do that work, okay? This deal isn't rocket science. I'll give you an example. There's a kid, customer of mine, calf's got hair dripping off of him. His mom came in, and I don't do any of the work. My wife doesn't do the work. No one does the work. There's a house at the ranch next to the barn. We let him stay at the house. We use our cooler, and the thing's got just shag just hanging off of him. And his mom, the kid's mom, come up and visited the other day and made a comment of how hairy the calf was. And the comment back was, well, that hair, that's earned, right? And if you think about, if I were to describe you what this kid, his name's Ben, what Ben's daily routine is, it's not rocket science. He gets up at 5. He goes and gets the calf in. He gives him a bath, gets him dry. He puts him in the cooler early. He works hair. He does that all day. Then he turns the calf out at night when it cools off. And he does that, and he's done that every day consecutively with no days off since April 15th. The only recreational thing that I think he's done is on Father's Day, he went to lunch with his dad, came up and they went to lunch. And that's it. So you build that consistency and you do that every day, and you do things the right way and you work at it, and it shows. It's not complex. It's not anything that any of us don't already know. It's showing up. But what you didn't hear that he's doing is he's not at the lake. He's not playing travel sports. He didn't go camping. And he is putting in the actual work that it's going to take, that somebody's going to put in, okay? Those calves that win any state fair that has any sort of competition, somebody put that effort into them. It could have been the parent. It could have been the kid. It could have been someone that's hired help. I'm not judging by anyone's specific scenario or situations. We're all different. We all have different. If you're tired, as some of them will say, I'm tired of going to the show. I'm tired of getting beat. I'm tired of this, that. Okay. Then that's the level of commitment. That is the level of dedication. That is the level of work that you have to put in. It is okay if you would rather go to play travel baseball instead. That is your decision. But you can't do both, and you can't do them both well, most likely. From what I understand, those that play travel sports, I think that time commitment's probably changed in the last 10 or 15 years too, from what they want from these kids. My favorite way to describe it is wearing a onesie, right? These families, or all of us, will look at someone who's had success or achieved something or done something and say, I want that. Well, are you willing to wear the onesie that they wore to get there? If the answer is no, that's okay. We're all different. I think we should be doing what makes us happy and the way we want to spend our time. We all have only so much time on this earth. Unfortunately, we never really know how much time that is. So you might as well spend it doing something you enjoy and you find engaging, whether that's brushing on a show calf or playing travel ball or going to the lake. I really don't care. But if you're going to do those other things and no one is spending time on your calf, you can't have high expectations and think you're going to go kick everyone's head in, because it shows. Even if this calf wasn't here at my house, in my cooler, not at my house, at my barn, I don't live at the ranch, and I went to go check on him, it'd be obvious that the work's getting put in, okay? These guys judging the state fairs, it's obvious. Somebody put the work in, okay? It's obvious stuff. It's really obvious. So, again, do what you want. Do what makes you happy. But let's recognize that showing steer, showing livestock, I see some of these videos, the way these people are managing hogs now. It's a commitment. It's a sport. It's a serious commitment of time, capital, resources, all these things, expertise. It takes a lot of people. Let's recognize that to compete at a high level, not even the highest level, a high level, you might have to give up some other things. And if you're unwilling to, no big deal. Just don't come and expect to stomp everyone in. And hey, here's the real part that's going to put a pit in your stomach. You could do all that work, put in all that effort, have the hair dripping off them, do everything. It might not go your way either. You might not get the results. You might not get the banner. You might not do anything that you hoped you would do. And that's going to suck. But that's how life goes. It does take a certain amount of luck and things to go right, and the animal to respond right, and have the judge that day like your kind of calf, your calf to do the right things that day. There's a little bit of magic to this that it's really hard to describe, but I would encourage you to focus on the discipline and the journey, doing the work. You'll never, when you get to the end, win, lose, or draw, especially when you get beat, it's a satisfying feeling to look back and know that you did everything that you were supposed to do when you were supposed to do it, and you left it all out there.